All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakorash. Give honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the like Akim, Wak Wakim, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. All right, this is going to be another video through the Spirit, dealing with our man's Enrique Tarrio, the guy who apparently he was the leader of the Proud Boys. And okay, I just looked him up. It says Enrique Tarrio is the chairman of the Proud Boys, a far-right, neo-fascist, and male-only political organization that promotes and engages in political violence in the United States and Canada. It says he's 37 years old, American Republic Party, but apparently it just came out that this man was FBI informant, and when he was asked about it, he said, I don't recall that. I was listening to some videos. I just watched a little clip from the Young Turks. You type in FBI informant Enrique Tarrio and this guy will pop up. And the whole point of this video, dealing with the fact that, this truth, Esau can break anybody, but the only people he cannot break is the elect. And what I mean by that is this man has the ability to by means of scaring people through torture, bribery, wickedness, he will cause these people to throw their morals out of the window. Here it is. And it looked suspicious having a so-called Latino being the leader of a white Edomite group. It's because he is a setup. It's a big setup. He has the look, he has the it factor, and then he had it going for him, and it wouldn't work. Now, his dad could be an Edomite and his mom a Spic. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to assume from looking at him and his name that he's a Northern Kingdom. He looked, I'm going to assume he's Ephraim, Puerto Rican. I could be incorrect, though. But, it's no surprise, but it's just like, dang, So it just further goes to show you the only salvation that we're going to get is out of the truth of this Bible. Because when you read the scriptures, the men of the Lord, the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, those that are chosen don't crack under pressure. All right. When we're faced with death, we simply deal with it. When we're faced with life or death situations over our faith, we deal with it. So the only way you're going to make it out of this is if you are of the elect. These people in the world can be bribed, all right, paid off, threatened with violence and torture, and they get scared to the point to where they'll do anything. All right, but we have plenty of famous examples in the scriptures. Let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 7. All right, we have many famous examples in the scriptures where the men of the Lord don't crack, all right, don't break. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about because this is something that I think about. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to have to put a spirit on us. Hell, even a spirit on the women of the 1/3, the women that are chosen for salvation. Even they're going to have a little tough spirit on them for them not to give in to all right. These people in the world, man, I don't care. Another reason why, look, if a nigga can be 7'10", nigga what? These people on the inside, no matter how threatening they look on the outside, no matter what they practice, no matter what they know, these people in the world, they are weak, all right, on the inside. They are weak because they don't have the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They don't have any true constitution. Anything that they believe in can easily be swayed or overthrown by a dollar bill or by the threatening of a jail sentence. All right, so really, don't be scared of nobody. Don't be out here on no dummy shit. But you got Jake in the world. They say I don't fear nobody but God. Well, we have to really practice that. Fuck these people. These niggas are a rat on their mama, man. All right, 2 Maccabees 7, and I'm gonna start at verse. Let me see. We'll start with the youngest son. All right, because the youngest son. Now everyone should be familiar with this story. 2 Maccabees 7. You had sons. I believe it was 7 sons. Yes, 7 brethren. We'll read the first verse. 2 Maccabees 7:1. And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. So you had 7 men and their mother being tortured unto the death. All right, they said, look, the Greeks were saying, look, eat this pork and we'll let you live. And every one of them said no. All right, each brother when they was brought up, they would say their piece. They would basically say, F you, I'll die right now. F you, I'm not eating that pork. I'd rather die than to disobey the Heavenly Father. And they would get put to death one by one. All right, and so we go down to the, I believe this is the youngest brother. All right, this is 2 Maccabees. We're going to do 7, and because it says they got to the 6th brother, and then it says, let me see. Let me see. Okay, so this was the youngest. All right, he had already went through the 6th one, I believe. So, this is the youngest. So, 2 Maccabees 7:25. But when the young man would in no case hearken unto him, the king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life. And when he had exhorted her with many words, she promised him that she would counsel her son. But she bound herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in the country language of this manner: O my son, have pity upon me, that I bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up into this age, and endured the troubles of education. So basically the king, Antiochus, he was like, look to the mother, look, I'm about to kill your last son. Talk to him, convince him to just eat this pork, and I'll let him live. And she went to him speaking the Hebrew so they couldn't understand, basically giving her last words to her son. Like if I would have had it my way, I wouldn't have had you been born into this time period. Hey, she didn't tell him to go rat and snitch. Hey, in today's time, how many of y'all, how many of our mamas would just tell us to give in to the government, tell us to just give up? Because the people of this world, they don't have that faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai like we do. But this lady back here and these brothers, they had that faith. All right, verse 21 tells you she stirred up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. All right, and we're going to come down to verse 29. It says, fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren. She said to her own son, boy, if you don't go out there and die like a man, like your brothers, boy, if you don't go out there and die. And what? Verse 30. While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses. And thou, that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews, shalt not escape the hands of the Most High Power. All right. And so he went out on his shield. He turned around. He said, F y'all. What y'all waiting on? And when you continue on to read, they took him and they tortured him. They handled him the worst, out of all the brethren. And then they went on to kill the mother. This is the type of spirit that we have to have, and that the elect will have going forth. All right. This dude, man, these people in this world, these niggas, man, niggas 6'3", 6'5", buff, man, these niggas is hoes, man. These niggas is hoes, and they're gonna be proved to be hoes. All these people out here that think they're gonna go out and riot and shoot guns in the streets, these dudes is suckers, man. Even these people who are so-called Christians, who believe hard on Jesus Christ, when this shit gets real, what does it say in Isaiah 13:7? That these people's heart is gonna fucking melt. All right. These people's heart is gonna melt. They're going to fear in the day of adversity, all right, because they have no strength. Let's go to, what is this, Sirach, the 1st or 2nd chapter? Let me see. These people are straight weak sauce, y'all. Hey, the elect aren't gonna crack under no circumstance. Let me see, Sirach 1. Let's do this. Yep, Ecclesiastes 2:1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. So the elect aren't going to make haste. The elect aren't going to accept a little plea deal to get less time on our sentence, or accept the mark of the beast to not get our head chopped off, or whatever the hell other form of torture or imprisonment or taking away the delicacies of this society that we have to face. All right, it simply is what it is. And that's the type of faith that we have to have. All right, these people, hey, they're not going to be defended when the time comes because they don't have any faith. You got many examples, man. Joseph, and in another angle, the elect will rather suffer wickedness for righteousness' sake. All right, to get an example of that, let's get with Joseph. Now, Joseph, you know, he ended up going to prison. Let's do this, because he chose to be righteous in an opportunity of wickedness, even though he knew he was going to end up having to suffer. All right, now this is going to be Genesis 39:7. It says, "And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lie with me." So Joseph was an Israelite under the Egyptians. He rose up to rank, and the head Pharaoh, his wife came to Joseph, said, "Look, I want you to commit adultery with me." And what happened? Verse 8, "But he refused and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against the Most High Power?" All right, it literally says, "and sin against God," with a question mark. It says, keep going, "And it came to pass." So he said, "No, I'm not going to do it." He says, "No, man, this dude took care of me. He gave me everything here. The only thing I can't touch is you. So I'm not about to lie down with you." It says, "There is none great," Slack at 10. "And it came to pass as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie by her or to be with her." So she kept asking him, kept slinging it at him. You know, he'd probably walk by, she'd be butt naked in front of him, he'd turn around and take off. You know, writing notes and shit. Bullshit, bro. Wickedness. You could only imagine, just trying to slip shit in his drink, trying to get him drunk and shit. You know, bullshit. And he kept on fighting it. Verse 11, "And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out." So it got to the point to where she literally grabbed him by his clothes, by his garment, and was like, "I'm not letting go of you until you do the do." And he got the fuck out of there. All right, he took off fleeing butt naked. All right, let's keep reading. "And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he verse 13, slack it. "And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth, then she called unto the men of her house and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and cry with a loud voice." So then she went and lied on him, and ultimately it got him arrested and put into prison. All right, and ultimately, you know, it happened for a reason. He ended up getting out. But I'm bringing this story up to show you that the righteous, the elect, will even resist opportunities of wickedness to preserve their righteousness, even if it costs them everything, even if it costs you all of your position and little things that you do have in society. If it costs you your job, your woman, your children, your housing. All right, the elect will not give in to Esau, Edom, and their demands and their threats, like our guy did here. Man, this dude ought to be ashamed of himself. All right, even people who nobody respects a traitor. All right, even the people who hire the traitor and make use of the traitor, nobody respects that person. Hey, that's the wrap up of the story of dealing with Jason, the man who wanted to become high priest during the time of Onias and did many wicked things to secure that office. Ultimately, it tells you he died in the land of strangers. You know, he tried to go to the Lacedaemonians, the Spartans. You know, they didn't even get that nigga a proper burial. All right, why? Because hey, there is no true benefit to being a traitor. All right, especially for us, y'all. Man, we're coming to the end of the world. Why betray? Now, out of all the past thousands of years, you could have been doing all your bullshit, but at these final days and times, that's not the way to go out, and the elect aren't going to go out like that. All right, so just a real quick lesson. You know, I just wanted to use this example. You know, that's a damn shame. Hey, the elect will not be. Now, of course, there's agents in Israel, but the elect will not be infiltrated. The elect will not be shaken and stirred and give up their faith and give in to the demands of this daggone devil to reduce their time or take the mark or none of that shit. The elect are going to hold true, even if that means death. All right, so I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah Korash, to honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, walk in learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity, and I'm going to say Shalom.